is Matt and
Jesse.
Dice the Round Table, bringing you Tiny Epic Pirates review this time. We're on a little binge of Tiny Epics right now. So we've already done setup, how to play, and a playthrough, and also the review. So if you're interested in any of those, please check those videos out. So we are not a collection of Tiny Epic. We have Tiny Epic Quest, Tactics, and now Pirates, just so you have a background. The mechanics to start off with are pickup and delivery, rondel, action selection on a wheel, and engine building. So that's kind of what the mechanics are. It's a marrying of those three. All three have to work together, because it definitely is. It gives me feelings of a more complicated Heartland Hauling. So what do you think about components?
So I like the ships, but I don't like the masts. We ended up taking ours off in our playthrough because it was just too difficult to get the cubes on and off. It's much easier to manipulate when you don't have the mast on them. So, good idea. I'm just glad I could remove them.
Yeah, the detail was awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome for detail.
Player colors, since you're talking about the ships first, are blue, yellow, black, and red. So if you're a green fan, I'm sorry, no green.
No green. That goes to the merchant ship.
But yeah, the details are great on the ship. Wooden cubes. It's what it is.
But it works.
Nice little like canvas bag for them, just perfect size. The cards are nice. The map cards are nice and big.
And I like the fact that on the map cards, everything lines up. It doesn't matter how you place them. When you put them next to each other, they line up, and it looks like they, yeah. So
it literally is a map.
It literally turns into a map, which is really cool.
The icons are nice and big.
Yes, and easy to read and understand. You don't have to question what they mean.
I think there's enough differentiation between the wooden cubes for color blindness. Probably also why the player pieces are the way they are. Now, we have the Kickstarter version, so we actually bought the neoprene mats for the player boards as well as the map, and they are night and day. If you plan on playing this at any frequency and you want a really nice presentation for it, like, these were worth it.
They were worth it.
The neoprene game board reminds me of Quest, where it has the grid to place the map pieces. These are great because literally your rondel, you have cardboard pieces to complete the rondel, so there's that. And this has room for all your crew cards that you recruit, and the captain card.
Yeah.
Which is not on the regular card that comes with the game. So that's components. Anything else about components I missed? Ours is silk screen. I don't know if that's going to be the base game, where we actually have a printing on it, so you can see the chest is a chest.
And it's on both sides.
Skull and crossbones. Well, in the chest there's a, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, no lock there, and on the other side is a lock. So you can like mark it when you bury your treasure on the map. So the gameplay is a rondel, moving around the board. Check the how to play if you want more detail on that. We're just going to do a focus on the review today. As far as our experience, we've only played 2 players right now. COVID's going on, so we don't exactly have a lot of people coming over. So what do you think about the gameplay?
The games are usually tight. Weird decisions of where to go, you really have to like pre-plan and think about it, because you need to pay attention to like your next move or the next 2 moves, kind of like chess-ish.
Yeah, I mean, but you do have a lot of freedom in moving. There's a lot of choice.
There's a lot of choice.
So if you get like analysis paralysis, you can get that, but it's not horrible. because you can, if you allocate your deckhands pretty well, which lets you have extra movement, extra fighting, or extra money each time around the wheel, it really frees you up for your movement. And the map is only 5x4, so you can move around pretty easily. Or there's times where you just sat in the same map square.
There was a couple of times I sat in the same map square, because it was just easier because it had everything I needed on that square.
So, and the map squares are really nice. There's balancing points for how much you need to bury your treasure. There's definitely a risk-reward benefit where you have storm tiles that take away deckhands. You get more goods off those, and it's cheaper to bury your treasure. It's 12 versus 13. But you're also not going to ever sell in a storm.
No.
And then there's the coves. So there's some things, especially when you get the crew cards right. This is where the engine building comes in, because you're going to get crew cards which give you bonus abilities. So maybe when you're exploring, you're getting extra money. When you're in hideout, you're getting extra money. What's another one? Extra moving actions, re-rolling attack dice. Oh, you can plunder on land and attack a ship. Bury a treasure when you attack a ship. Move merchants if you want to manipulate them into you.
Right.
So, I mean, that's and I really like how they do the damage with the crew. With the D6, because combat you roll, and depending on what you get determines so if you have a way of getting, like, 3 crew members have 3 on their cards, well, if you roll a 3 on the dice, then it's 3 damage.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's where the engine building really comes into. It comes into the damage dealing part on ship fights, but also, like, in the playthrough I had 3 cards that had explore. So when I explored, my captain gave me my bury action, my plunder action, someone gave me money, and someone let me do something else. So it comes down to how you want to focus with the crew cards that are up. So I've played a game where I didn't recruit all of the crew. I played a game where I recruited most. I recruited a game where I recruited all. So there's variability. There's not just one way to win. Being able to control the selling of goods too.
Yeah.
Like, you hurt me in the playthrough because I was going to sell coffee. I was trying to beat.
You still won the game.
Well, I was trying to beat you to the coffee, because when you sell it, say coffee's worth 5 gold. As soon as you sold it,
it was worth 2.
It went down to 2. And it raised everything else up. So there's a lot of choice on, like, what goods do you keep, what goods don't you take. You got the card that lets you sell 2 goods for 7 wherever you want because of the magic making crew member. So there's a lot of elements to the gameplay. So I think it's got a nice. It's not too deep. You think it is?
Okay, it was a little deep for me, but that's me.
I don't think it's super deep. It's not like one bad decision is going to paralyze you. Because it's not scripted. Because the wheel. The rondelle is random. And you just got to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah, it's making the engine work.
And efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Variability. I think the variability is way out there.
Yeah, because, I mean, every time you set up, you're probably going to get a different map.
Different map, different rondelle.
Different rondelle, different crew members.
Where you start's going to be different. The market could be different for the money.
Yep.
So there's a lot of variability built into this game. So again, if you get like 20 games out of this, you could realistically have 20 different games. They're going to feel similar, but it's going to be different.
They're going to be different.
And it does have a built-in amped up feature. Like, there's this legend track to get you more movement, more combat dice. And our handful of games, you went up at once.
Twice.
Twice? Okay, so twice. Because I failed to beat you.
Yep. But I beat you in the one combat, and I think one time I beat one of the merchant ships.
Yeah, so when the merchant ships are giving me, I couldn't beat them. I just didn't have the pow cannons to do it.
But even so, that was once in each game. So I've never made it above
rank 2, the
rank
pirate.
2, the pirate.
Right. So you got your boost speed up. I think in a multiplayer game, there's a higher chance.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be more pirate against pirate, whereas when it's just 2 players, we don't necessarily need to fight each other as much.
Yeah, there was one game where you were all set up. You were set to beat me up.
I was set to beat you up, and we were never in the same quadrant twice. So it was just how it played out.
Yeah, we were each in a little quarter. So you really got to focus down on your strategy, whichever one you want to do. Whatever you do well, do it. So overall thoughts?
Overall, it's a good game. I love the track of the coins and not having to sit there and count the coins, and the fact that you can just move it around the boards.
Which is important because there's a limit. You can only have 13.
Right.
You can't exceed 13 in the base game.
So I really do enjoy the track. I like the rondel. It's annoying sometimes because you don't get things in the order that you wish they were, but that's just part of the game. Other than that, it's a good game.
So that would have been interesting if there was a crew member that lets you reorder your rondel.
Like flip 2 spaces.
Once.
Yeah, once.
Because there's or it would have been interesting because on the mutiny you can actually switch your captain from the 1, 2, 3 side to the 4, 5, 6 side, and changes them from a plundering pirate to a ship attacking pirate. If there was something similar that you could switch 2 opposite rondels, like 1 and 4, 5 and 2, or you just switch 2 rondel pieces just once, like change the pirate or change the rondel. Might be an interesting variant. Because that our last game, recruiting was the last action for both of us.
Yeah, and getting that recruit was so late.
But what would you rate it out of 10? You want me to go first?
Sure.
I would probably give this a solid 7.5 or 8. I'm between that. I think there's a couple things where it's like it just gets like draggy in the beginning because you got to do each to get your engine built up. But it doesn't last too long. So I think more plays of this, and if we get some multiplayers, I'm going to be into the 8 zone. But right now I'm going to give this like a 7.5.
So I'm probably somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7. Because I really don't like the flags on the ships. I really wish they had done them better. I also wish there was more ways to get up the legend so that you didn't, it would be nice to be able to find more ways to get higher than just being stuck down at the bottom. And so yeah, I wouldn't mind there being more ways to get up that ladder.
Now, I would say that as I played, this was like Heartland Hauling, but a little bit better. Which one would you rather play, Heartland Hauling or this? Tough choice. While she thinks about that, I would take this. Like, I got Heartland Hauling because I thought it was a really cool pick-up delivery game with some strategies built in. But I think if I had my choice between the two, I would rather play this than Heartland Hauling. Because this has a little bit more thinkiness that I can manipulate it. Where Heartland Hauling... What?
That's why you like it.
Well, because I can't control the cards I get in Heartland Hauling for pickup and delivery. I'm really stuck with what cargo I can get on and off my truck.
You are.
Where this... Oh, I'm just going to plunder some more. Oh, which cubes do I want to keep on my ship and which ones do I want to keep from here?
Let me look at the market track and see what's highest.
So I can really fine-tune it, like, you know what? Chuck that into the water. I don't care about the gunpowder today. We want the coffee beans. Where I can't just say, you know what? Kick the pig onto the highway. and give me my corn on the truck. So there's a little bit of more control you can exert.
I'll agree to that.
to this over Heartland Hauling. So that's why I would say, like, this is Heartland Hauling with a little bit more control over what you do.
But then again, Heartland Hauling can fit in a smaller box. And so, yeah.
It does fit into a smaller box. Well, if we didn't have all the nice things, it would fit pretty well. But I think you're right, because the Heartland Hauling cards are smaller than this.
They are smaller than that, so...
plus or minus, because we've taken Heartland Hauling to a restaurant and played.
We have, while we were waiting. We pulled it out and played while we were waiting.
I don't think we could pull this out, set it up, and play it before our food arrived. I think we could get it set up and started, and the food will be coming.
Yeah, probably.
But it's not like we've been going to restaurants anyway.
No, we haven't.
So, there you got it. Definitely a 7.5.
I'd say 6.5.
It's a solid game. It's a variety. I think if we got more plays in, and maybe like if we could get one of the kids roped into playing,
so that'd be fun.
3 or 4 players, especially since they can go all gang up on Daddy and blow him up. And that's the other thing. Ship-on-ship battles, you're not penalized.
No.
Even if you lose, you get this thing called a surefire token, which lets you manipulate the dice, which is really powerful once you get your engine built up. So you can really go hunting for someone. But if I go after you, all I get is going up the legend track. I don't take anything from you.
Right.
Now, I shift your deckhands and
right.
jostle you.
You jostle me.
But I don't take any of your goods,
nope.
and I don't take any of your gold.
Nope.
So it's really friendly, encouraging combat. Whereas with the pirate or the merchant ships, it's like, yeah, give me your gold, give me your goods, sink your little boat, and I'm taking it all. I would have liked to also see if there was a way to take the Navy ship out. Like if you were a beefy pirate, because it's just like that Navy ship just like backhands you and just like go sit down if you don't hide from it.
Like being able to fight it again if you got high enough up the legend track. Being able to have a way to fight it. Because yeah, eventually pirates would fight the Navy. They wouldn't just sit back and hide from the Navy.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, depending on what it is. Unless you were going to say like this is a squadron of like 4 ships that are specifically pirate hunting.
Yeah.
Like, but if it was just a lone hunting Navy vessel, I wish there was a way to fight it. And just like, you gotta, until someone gets around the rondel, it doesn't respawn. Until then. Or until whoever destroys it. Something to like, free reign. But yeah, that would have been, I don't know. Let us know what you think. Are you going to go get Tiny Epic Pirates? Did you back it? Are you happy with it? Let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next time. Thanks for watching.